Hello everyone, I'm going to make a video this morning. I'm going to be in Proverbs 18:14 through 16. In the King James Version of the Bible, it says, "The spirit of a man will sustain his infirmity, but a wounded spirit who can bear? The heart of the prudent getteth knowledge, and the ear of the wise seeketh knowledge. A man's gift maketh room for him, and bringeth him before great men." In 1 Corinthians 12:31 says, "But covet earnestly the best gifts, and yet I will show you a more excellent way." I thought about my sister-in-law. She, the one that my brother died back last year. He was in the hospital for a procedure or something, and I was down there, and there was some people there, but it wound up just me and her, and so I got to talk to her. She was the assistant superintendent of Gwinnett County Schools in Georgia, not the biggest school system in Georgia, but one of the richest. And she was telling me about these students, that if they wanted to improve, if they wanted to excel, they could come down to the school, and the school would provide tutors at like 6 or 6:30 in the morning, trying to help them develop themselves. And I went through tutors. I wanted to know more about the ways of the Lord, and I went to Brother Hubert Sampson until 1986. He died. I went to Brother Elijah Holland, trying to get help. They had a tremendous sports program, and she said that if you wanted to do better, they'd meet you down in the weight room and help you develop yourself. So if a man wants to do better in the ways of the Lord, God will help him. He will send him somebody. When the student is ready, the teacher will appear. There's a great deal of difference between the gift and the gifted. It's possible for the gift to operate on one level, and for you to operate on completely different level. And people can deplete you very easily, like the woman touching the hem of Jesus' garment, and Jesus felt virtue going out of him. The more gifted you are, the more that seems to drain out. There's a price to be paid for being gifted. To him that much is given, much is required. Gifts are to be used. If you buy somebody a gift and they don't use it, it really makes you feel bad. And I know if God gives us a gift and we don't use it, just leave it sitting in the closet. Don't never bring it around. It'll make him feel like he wouldn't want to do much more for us again. The more effectively your gift begins to be used, the more you feel used. So you may have a dilemma going on in the church. One group of people frustrated because they're not being used, and another group of people being frustrated because they're used too much, more than they can handle. If you use the gift you were assigned, you can be used. But if you're forced to use one you weren't assigned, you would feel abused, and then you wouldn't be effective. I know personally, I'm to the church. I feel like I know Brother David Jones. He was to the lost. If he spent all his life, his spiritual life, trying to work with the children of God, he wouldn't have been as effective. And the same with me. I can talk to the lost from time to time, but I'm not mistaken about it that's my calling. There's more gifted than I am, and I can't sing, in my opinion, but I have sung a song, and maybe the Lord got in it. But I know I'm not a singer. You have to know what you are. We make statements like we know people. I know Michael Jordan. I like Michael Jordan. I like so-and-so. In reality, we don't know them, because there's a difference in the person and the gift. And if you don't take care of yourself, you won't be available to take care of the flock of God, sort of. There's a brother that goes to church up on the mountain, and he's told me that he wants me to take care of myself. And he's a wonderful brother, in my opinion. And he, whenever I go to that church and I talk, he'll say, "That's good, Brother Dale." He lets me know that I'm on the right track. I like to know if I'm pinging sometimes, you know. It's not just in the spiritual realm, but also in life in general. The more business a person gets that's in business for themselves, the busier he is, and the busier he is, the less time he has for anybody or anything else. I remember when I was going to college, I came back out of the Army. I was about 23 years old and trying to go to college. I had 2 kids. And that's when my wife started fixing hair, and well, she had fixed some, but more, and cleaning houses and that sort of thing. And I was on campus, wasn't trying to live right, and they wanted me to do a lot of stuff. I wound up being the president of the Society for Advancement of Management, and I didn't feel like I had time. I had kids at home and etc. And I told my dad, I said, they want me to do all this stuff, and I'm probably the busiest man around there. He said, that's who you give it to, son. And I could not get that in my head. But I see, because if you give it to a man that ain't got nothing to do, he'll sit on it. So if you give it to a busy man, he'll do something with you. You know, we complain when they call us, and we complain when they don't call us. And you can't have it both ways. What are you doing to feed your gift? Are you studying? Are you trying to help people? A man that's got a natural gift, he has to hone his skills, or it'll kind of fade away on him. Don't think about dying before you find out the answer to questions. It reminds me of taking a fill in the blank, a test, and fill in the blank in natural life. And you got a certain amount of time, and you're trying to put an answer in each one of those places before the teacher says time's up. I'm still filling in the blanks before, I want to get them all filled in before God says it's my time is up. You need to surround yourself with people that feed you some and not feed on you all. You need people who are surrounding you that know more than you do and can do more than you can do. Like the man on the cot, you need people that can take you further than you can go. What motivates you? What inspires you? What fires you up? We need a fire and a passion in our life. I can think about my kids and grandkids, and it just fires me up. It encourages me. It spurs me on. It's one that they challenge me to do better. I know you got to live for yourself, but it does help me. What do you do for stress relief? You need a secret place, and if you don't have one, you know, Jesus had, he tried to get out alone. If you don't, you're going to be overwhelmed by the cares of this life. On the side of your hot water heater, I reckon there's a valve. It's called a pressure relief valve. And you need some relief valves in your life, godly relief valves. I remember the old pressure cookers, you know, people would use, and you could put meat in there, I reckon, and it would cook it from the inside. That's the way it is now. We got so much on us, it's like a pressure cooker going off. I like to do something with my body. You can tell that I haven't done much with it, but most of all, I want to build up my mind. You might read up knowledge, but you can't read up wisdom. The better the man with a gift, the more that the Lord can use it. I remember years ago we was visiting at a house. We went visiting after church, and the old man of God, Brother Tom Curley, he was there, and he told us, is like a basket of apples. If I hold out a basket of apples and uh, you need to take it. You can't say, "I want another one," and you haven't even eaten the one that I gave you. You need to know who you are and what you got to battle the enemy. You need to focus to be good, and you can't let anybody distract you from your focus. The Bible says that the man in his gift will make room for him. Just get good, excellent with your gift, because excellence creates capacity. Beg God to help you. You can't do it by yourself, but you can with God's help, because a man's gift will make room for him. You know, people in the penitentiary, they have entrepreneurial skills. They buy drugs wholesale and sell them retail and make a lot of money. Well, if we could just convert all of that to something good, look what we'd have. We need to catch fire when we go back to church. The man of God needs to catch fire, and it needs to catch fire all over the pews. I'm to the church. I told you that before. I feel like, and I can take a sermon to the lost and start trying to deal with it, and I'll go to the church a lot of times. I could take the prodigal son. I'm not going to do it today. I might do it sometime, but I could preach it to the church, the prodigal son, and I'm sure evangelist, he can take a sermon to the church and turn it around and see how it works to the lost. You know, we don't have to duplicate each other. We can respect each other, not duplicate each other. And we need to watch our words, our mouth, because our mouth can shut more doors than we can get open. I heard a story about a man, and I've told this before. He got his son a gold pocket watch before he was ever born. And when do you think he gave it to him? He didn't give it to him on day one, year one. He had to be sure that he could handle it before he gave it to him. Well, he took a hammer and just beat that thing all to pieces if he gave it to him too soon. It's like we used to play this game. I don't remember what it was called, but they tried to figure out where something was. We'd say, you're cold, you're warm, you're hot. God will let you know when you're getting close to your gift. When you're getting close to the pocket watch. That little boy probably crawled all around that pocket watch and never knew where it was at. So I've enjoyed getting this to you today, and I hope that it's helped you in some way. And until we do this again, may God bless you.